Today, I'm super excited to have Rachel Pearson here, and we're going to talk all about her ups and downs inside of the rapid expansion method and how she managed to create $8,000 or over $8,000 in sales. I think it was within like 3 weeks, which is really, really incredible. I'm really proud of her. Oh, you're already on. This is amazing. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I was probably a joint host, so it just threw me on in there.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. And I think it's because Facebook now has a new feature where I could add you before I even came on. So perfect. Now I know that's for next one.
Yeah, exactly. It's always changing, right?
Yeah. Super proud of you. Super excited for you. Thank you so much for coming on here. I have a few questions that I always ask during client success interviews. But what I also love about this series is to help other people feel inspired and also help other people feel validated in terms of where they're currently at in their business, where they want to be, all of that kind of stuff. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and what you do?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Rachel Pearson. I am a business and marketing coach, and I work with coaches and online service providers who are really looking to step into those sustainable 5-figure months. And I focus on offer positioning, authority positioning, messaging, and sales strategy, of course, to make sure that you're attracting in those clients that you love to work with.
So explain to us a little bit more about where you were at when you first started working with me inside of the rapid expansion method.
Yeah. So I pivoted into coaching in the summer last year and quickly realized that I needed some support to get everything spinning, really, because it's really important to me that I'm building a sustainable business. Like, that's what I teach with my clients, and that's what I want for myself. And so before I started to work with you, I'd had clients and was like working with clients, but I couldn't see that things were like consistent, and I didn't really feel safe in my business. And I think that is like the biggest thing for me, is like, how do I get not just to know how to make a quick cash month, because I'm not about that, but how do I create that sustainability? So that's really where I was before I started to work with you.
Yeah. And I remember you were very apprehensive. You were like those people where, and I appreciated that, honestly. When people are like, I've invested in things before, they haven't really turned out the way that I wanted them to. I'm wary of this. I understand that, because I understand just how, traumatic sometimes some of those things can be. You want to talk a little bit about that, like, decision-making process and what was making you apprehensive about it?
Yeah. So I had invested in things before where I felt like they'd sort of claimed to have a lot of strategy. And I mean, I know strategy, like, it's my background, but it's so different, isn't it, when it's for yourself? Like, you can do it for other people. And I knew that I really wanted some help to be able to have strategy that really worked with me and my business. And I'd invested in things before where it had just been so cookie cutter, and it had just been so like, you have to do it this way or it won't work. And that's just not how I want to run my business. And also, I've been in group programs before where it was just really overwhelming, like the amount of stuff. And, lifetime access sounds great, but then when you actually get it and it's like 100 videos that are 100 minutes long, you never look at them. And so you then start to think, well, where is the value really in what I'm doing here? So I was kind of like, I trusted you from the beginning of when we spoke, and like even from our first interaction, but I just kind of always had that little feeling of like, is this gonna be exactly what I want? And it has been. So
yeah. And so explain to everyone, I guess, like, how this was different for you and how this experience was different.
Yeah. Well, firstly, you were really generous that you allowed me to have a look in the rapid expansion method before I actually invested, which was super generous. And I mean, the value there, it's so deep, the amount of content. It's not necessarily like the amount of stuff, but the content is just so spot on of what's really going to help you move your business forward, like cutting out the fluff of what you don't need to be doing. And it just felt like, I've gone through so many of the videos because they're easy for me to get into. So it was really about the like specific value that the content was giving me. But what was also really different, and the main thing, was the level of support, because I love being in a group where you can get the interaction and you can get, you can hear about other people's challenges and questions. But then having the one-to-one support from you is just like, I don't think there's anything else that I've come across which offers that. Being able to get your eyes on content through the week, being able to get the laser coaching, like it's like a perfect hybrid for what I was looking for.
Amazing. Thank you so much for saying all of that. I mean, like, I am so happy and glad that you got to experience all of that too, right? So tell us a little bit more about the 8K sales month. Like, how do you feel like that progressed? What do you feel like we helped you with inside of the program in order to get there? Like, how did all that happen for you?
So well, there's a number of things. I think it comes back to that sustainability and that consistency, because like the 8K sales month is amazing. Like, I love that. But I think what's the bigger win for me is that I can see now how this is growing my business, how it's creating that consistency and the safety. So, I can see how to get the clients in that I really want to work with. My email list has grown hugely. Like, I'm getting signups like pretty much every day now for my email list, which is crazy. And yeah, building relationships. So that has been, yes, it's been this kind of month, but it has been through the consistent strategies that we've been working on, and then been looking at, okay, is this working? Let's tweak it. Let's refine it. And that's been huge for me, because I didn't want that cookie cutter, like, you have to try it this way. I wanted to like refine the strategy, see what's working, and just continue to make it better. And I can see for myself now how to do that as well. Like, from working with you in the group, I know the like small tweaks to be able to make, which is really empowering then to be able to grow your business beyond the time in the REM.
Yeah. Thank you so much for saying all that. I think another thing that I would love to speak about, and I mean, we can talk as much or as little about this as you want to, but I think that another thing that's so important is like even the mindset and emotional support, because I mean, for you, I think that, like you said, you know strategy really well. And so it was about refining strategy, getting a strategy that felt really good to you. But then at the same time, it was also the like, hey, don't give up, right?
Yeah.
And I always say you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Which is a lot to be implemented for you in terms of the strategy pieces, which is what allowed you to sign on the consistent clients. But I think another huge piece that we discovered together was you were saying that you were doing things, but then when we actually looked at them together, it's like, but you weren't doing them all the way that I was, suggesting that you did. And when we looked into why that was happening, we started to uncover a lot of other things, right? And I think that that's another really valuable part of having a coach there who's actually not just going to be like, okay, here's your calls, here's your strategies, everything's up to you, but having someone who's there and who's being like, actually, I want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
And why isn't it happening? So do you want to touch on that at all? Because I feel like that's also a really helpful thing for people to realize in terms of we all go through our ups and downs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the mindset and the energetic side, yeah, it was a huge part of why I looked into this program as well, because I've done a lot of mindset work before, but I know that I have like my patterns of like self-sabotage, and I really wanted something which was going to enable me to continue to do that inner work as well as strategy. And yeah, you're right that it's about somebody who can kind of catch those patterns that you don't want to go into, but you slip into because that's what you're trying to break, or like that's the habit that you form, and it kind of happens at every level as well. So yeah, it was really good to, like, because I think I was thinking like, oh, I'm doing this stuff, I'm pushing myself out my comfort zone, but you kind of like, but you could be doing it so much more, like, with support, coming from a great place, but you could be doing this, and like, let's really unpick and see what's happening underneath that's preventing you from taking the action. And that has been a big breakthrough.
Yeah. And I love how even like we refined your messaging. So it went from like, complete business coaching to, okay, well, there's actually like, here are the specifics of the things that you're really, really good at, which I think also helped you with your own positioning, right? We did the strategy, we did the consistency, we did the mindset work, and then boom, what I love now is just like now you have that system, right? Where all you know what you need to do. And like you said, you're getting people on your email list, you're getting your sales calls, you're getting your clients signing up. And now the really fun thing for your part, for your business is this is going to create the snowball effect. And we're going to start to see this over the next few months is all of these people who are on the email list, some of these people are going to start trickling in as well. And so I'm really, really see that for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see that. Yeah, that's going to be great. And I think the other thing I'd add is that there's a level of leadership, I think, which comes in your group, which I hadn't experienced in other groups. And that was also like when we talk about the mindset and the energetic stuff, that was also like a really important piece to me of how do you create like take the responsibility, like have a coach that's really like leading you to show you about what responsibility looks like and where you can get from that place. And so as a coach, I feel like you do that incredibly well. So that's been a huge part for me too.
Yeah, thank you. And so what would you say to anyone else who is kind of in your place, who's on the fence? Because like we said in the beginning of this video, you were not like, not that you have to convince people, but it was very tough to convince you, like this was going to be something for you. So what would you say for anyone else who's in that position, who maybe had taken programs before, haven't really gotten what they wanted, or just feels like really nervous about investing again?
Yeah, I just say like this huge amount of integrity behind like the program and behind you, and I think you feel it when you connect with you, but it really does give you the strategy and the energetic work to build that sustainable business, if that's what you're looking for in terms of like creating consistency and not just having a program which is going to help you get 10K months, but you want something bigger. Then yeah, absolutely. Like I wouldn't be in this position now so quickly if it hadn't been for this program, but I also really feel confident about the future of my business. So that's like really incredible for me.
Yeah, amazing. And what do you feel like you can expand into now that you've taken the program and now that you're like, that you feel so assured because of the results that you've had? So like, what's next for you?
So I would really love to expand from my one-to-one into a group coaching program, and like really excited to be able to do that. And yeah, I think it's like I've just broken out of this holding pattern of, waiting for clients and kind of like thinking, will it ever happen? And now it's like I've got all these ideas, which, I'm just excited to kind of get going with. And so I've always had a big vision for what I want to do. And I feel like just go and do it now.
I'm so excited for you. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Is there anything else you want to say? I don't want to keep you. I could keep you here all day, but I won't.
I don't think so. I think that's just covered. I mean, the group, I also think the community aspect is really important. Like you attracting women who are, we've used terms like high achievers and ambitious or visionary a lot, but all of the women in your group are like, there is a vibe with them, which is like really supportive, but they are there for bigger things. And I think one of the questions I always had before I joined a group is like, what is the community like? And I think I grilled you on that aspect as well as a million other things. But the community is really great. Like the Discord chat and everything is hugely supportive, but like there's something so empowering about being around women who are just like got the same level of ambition as you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. And I know what it's like to be in communities that are like feel a little bit lower vibe too. And sometimes it's kind of frustrating. Am I in the right place? That's really helpful and really important you said that. So thank you. I'm going to kind of get a little bit of time for anyone to ask any questions for Rachel. So any questions that you have at all, feel free to put them in. Maybe not even about like us in this program, but even just like anything that Rachel had to overcome. If anyone wants to ask her any questions, if you want access to this and if you want to create similar or better results than Rachel, let's hop on a call together. I'll get one of my team members to put the call link in the chat at the bottom of the slide. We can help you get to your next 10K month. I'm also currently introducing a guarantee with the program, which is really exciting. So I'd love to be able to tell you more about that. And really the point of this program is to get you to consistent 2 to 5 high paying clients every single month. We, like Rachel said, it's completely customized in a group, high level group. I review all of your work. You get one-to-one access to me. And like Rachel said, like all of the support is there. I know that there's a lot of other, because I've talked to so many people about this. We're like, but everyone promises that. It's just like, but this we really do deliver on this, and that's really my promise to everyone. So if you are interested in getting in, we're currently opening up a few spots. So perfect. Yeah. We have the call link right there, so you can book a call and you can see if you're a good fit. What we'll definitely do on the calls, we'll go through a combination of understanding where you're currently at in your business, understanding what you've tried before, understanding what your gaps are, and seeing if you are a good fit. So it's not just like coming in and getting pure selling. It's let's see where you're at. Let's see where you want to step into. Let's see what's stopping you from getting there. So lots of clarity there as well. And Deanna said, love that. I'll just go out and do it now. Fabulous. Yeah, I know, right? It's so exciting. Okay. So if there are no questions, if anyone has any questions, if you're watching the replay, feel free to put them in here, but we can just end this right here, right now. So thank you so much for being on here, Rachel. And I can't wait to see, like the next time that we come up here and like things are blowing up again for you.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much, Sarah.
Thank you. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.